Welcome back. In this session, we're going to learn a fundamental drumming technique invented by Sanford Moeller. It's called Moeller technique, and learning it is going to add great beauty and gracefulness to your playing, both in sound and economy of motion. Also, it will add a new level of comfort on the drums, a level of comfort that you'll carry with you the rest of your life. Oh yeah. And best of all, when you need to, you'll be able to play blazing fast. All of the exercises I'm going to teach you in this session are exercises that I still practice to this day. They're not to be learned and put away. They're to be practiced for life. In other words, once you reach your personal maximum tempo in any exercise, don't just stop there. Try to take it to the next level in your next practice session. So let's get started. All right. Now, here are the key concepts that you're going to want to hone into. The first is you're going to learn the three fundamental Moeller strokes, what we call the downstroke, the tap, and the upstroke. The second thing we're going to learn here is we're going to learn all about the Moeller triplet. The third thing is we're going to learn Moeller 16th notes, and then a wealth of exercises that go along with both of those, triplets and 16th notes. And the important skills to hone in on here, you'll want to have an intellectual understanding of how the Moeller strokes work. You'll want to develop proper execution of the strokes, not necessarily the speed. That'll come with time. And you want to develop your ability to apply Moeller strokes to the drum set without having to think about it. So let's jump into the first point of this segment. We're going to look at the fundamental Moeller strokes. I can't tell you how important this is, how important this session is. This is one in which we begin the process of really refining and fine-tuning our stick technique. I just wish someone would have shown me this when I was first learning how to play the drums. It would have saved years of trial and error, not to mention damage to my hands. So if we were to define Moeller technique, I would define it as a method of playing in which one can achieve multiple bounces with one initial motion. It must be said that Moeller techniques incorporate the use of accents. Like that first note I played was an accent. So Moeller technique is a name given to the most natural and intuitive way of playing the drums. It's nothing complicated. Sanford Moeller, the originator of the technique, basically analyzed the playing of all the major players of his day. He observed certain commonalities in their playing. There was a natural way of playing that they had, and he was able to internalize it, mentally process it, and then translate it into a practical series of strokes and grips that, once understood, can easily be learned by anyone. Moeller technique will bring great relaxation and air into your playing and will help to remove stiffness in your groove. And the best thing is it'll keep your hands healthy and strong for the rest of your life. Most drummers who've been playing for a while are probably doing some of this already. We're now going to begin to understand it and learn the details of what makes it work. So have you ever had any experience cracking a whip? Well, that's the exact motion used in mastering the Moeller whip stroke, or the downstroke. Let's take a look at how this motion might work on the drums. Let's put the sticks down for a minute. And we're just going to check out how it might work. Put your hands on your legs. What's going to happen is we're going to raise our elbow first in your lead hand at 90 degrees, like that. So your elbow's at 90 degrees and your hand's pointed down. And then you raise the hand up to 90 degrees and then back down. We create a whip from that upward motion. Let's do it again. So we're at rest now on our thigh. Elbow comes up to 90 degrees. The hand slowly comes up to 90 degrees, and then we create this whip, whap, using just the weight of our forearm to exercise the contact with the drum. So let's look at how the left hand might do that. The left hand motion, when played using the Moeller technique without the sticks, it's exactly the same as the right hand. So at rest, we're going to raise our elbow up to 90 degrees, the left hand up to 90 degrees, and then we create the whip. At rest, 90 degrees, whip. So by getting a fundamental understanding of how the hands move, by practicing for a time without sticks, you're going to be in a much better position to quickly master the Moeller stroke and well on your way to a beautiful and healthy way to play the instrument. Okay, here's a tip for you. I want you to practice these techniques I'm going to show you in front of a mirror in order to visually latch on to the concept. This is a very important step in order to make the connection between the brain and the hands. A mirror will really help you a lot. So to begin with, let's learn to play a proper downstroke. The downstroke begins with the stick resting on the pad with the back of the hand facing up, not the thumbs. The grip is very loose with the fulcrum at the joint of the index finger and the thumb. So next, move the whole arm up. This is the downstroke now. Move the whole arm up, leading with the elbow. Then begin the downward motion, and the thing bounces. Try it again. Really slow. So you're leading with your elbow, creating a whip-like motion from the elbow to the forearm, to the wrist and the hand. And as your whip happens, your grip might change a little bit. When the stick rebounds, it may come up like that. That's okay. Let it rebound to whatever height it wants to, based on the intensity and force of the stroke. And then after it rebounds, let the stick return to about 1 inch off of the head. Do it some more with the right hand. Okay, let's do it with the left hand now. Real loose grip. Feels kind of weird at first, doesn't it? It's going to take a minute before it feels natural. So it is a very natural stroke, though. Okay, that's with the left hand. That's the downstroke. Now the tap is the most simple of the 3 strokes, and it is what its name implies, a tap. It happens very close to the head, no more than 1 inch to 1.5 inches off the head. Oh, it's just this. We're talking pianissimo right here. So you're at rest about 1 inch off the head, make contact with the head, and then you're back at 1 inch. And there'll be some photos in the book that'll help you with this too. Now let's do it with the left hand. Just a light tap. Okay. Now the upstroke is basically a tap with a quick upward movement with the elbow in preparation for another downstroke. Check this out. You're at rest about an inch off the head. And you go like that. Up. Up. So it's the basically the first part of a downstroke. Check it out. Up. And you come back for a downstroke. You use an upstroke always when you're trying to make a downstroke happen. A downstroke accent. Check it out. We're just going to do the upstrokes. And we're leading with our elbow. Very slowly. One more time. Okay, now let's try the left hand. Up. 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 Excellent. So practice each of these individual strokes in front of a mirror. Use large, slow, deliberate motions and take care to analyze the whip motion you're making. This is going to be time well spent in understanding the stroke, and it's going to save you a lot of trouble later. So now we're going to talk about Moeller triplets for a minute. Since there are 3 basic movements to the Moeller stroke, the obvious choice of note rates in learning them would be triplets. The strokes of the Moeller technique are very elegant and natural. Let's look at them in the context of a one-handed Moeller triplet, which will look like this. Now, to clear up any confusion about the graphics on the screen and in the book, the letters D, T, and U represent the 3 strokes of the Moeller technique. The downstroke, here it is again. The tap, just as what it says it is, it's a tap. And the upstroke, which is a tap with an upward motion. I'm going to do that again. So let's perfect the Moeller technique by combining all the strokes together into a simple triplet exercise. Here's exercise 1. This is Moeller triplets played with a single hand, okay? And this is one of the most important exercises in the entire course. It's so simple and elegant that it should be practiced slowly at first with a metronome at about 40 beats a minute, only raising the tempo when the time's solid and the stroke looks really pretty. It's got to look pretty. But check it out. We're just going to do it real slow without the metronome. And it's a triplet, so we'll go 1, triplet. Okay, that's basically it. It's down, tap, up, down, tap, up. This is going to appear on the screen. Up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. Just practice for a long time on a practice pad like this. Down, tap, up, down, tap, up. Can you do this with me? Tap, up, down, tap. 90 degrees, down, tap, up, down. See, I'm accenting the first note. The other 2 are just light strokes, light taps. Tap, up, 1, triplet, 2, triplet, 3, triplet, 4. Okay, I'm going to show you where we're going with this. 1, triplet, 2, triplet, 3, triplet, 4, triplet, 1, triplet, 2, Now, don't try to play it that fast yet. I just wanted to demonstrate that we can get pretty fast with this stuff as we get good at it. And it comes in really handy. So now let's work our left hand a little bit. There we go. Down, tap, up, 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 down, tap, up. Now this might seem stupid at first, and your friends might laugh at you seeing you practice it so slowly. But it's necessary to play this slowly and deliberately to build the muscle memory. And don't worry, they won't be laughing when they see your blazing chops in a couple of months. Do this exercise many, many times with the right hand, and then a whole lot of times with the left hand too. Slow and steady wins the race with the Moeller technique. It's not really about the speed. It's about putting some air in your stroke. It's about creating a relaxed, healthy way to play the drums. Okay, here's exercise 2. It's going to be alternating Moeller triplets. In playing hand-to-hand Moeller triplets, absolutely nothing changes. We just divide the strokes up between the hands like so. Check it out. Big, beautiful motions. It goes down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap. That may sound like a different sequence, doesn't it? Because I was going down, tap, up a minute ago. But look what happens when I take one hand away. Up, down. Watch this. Down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down. See, nothing has changed. Up, down, tap, down, up, down, tap, down, tap. Now look at the left-hand part beginning on beat 2. Check it out. 1 triplet, down, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. So whatever you do, don't get hung up on the analysis of this stroke. Don't let your brain impede your ability to play it. It's a very natural stroke, and we're just analyzing a little bit what makes it natural. So I'm going to cut on the metronome here at about 70 beats a minute. And we're going to play it together many times just to get comfortable with the motion. And if you have trouble playing at this tempo, just rewind the DVD and start again. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet. The beauty of learning this stroke is that it's effortless. Because Moeller technique utilizes rebound, it'll help keep your hands and forearms healthy because they'll not be absorbing the shock of the stick on the accented notes. The shock will dissipate in the stick and won't travel up your arm. If you're having trouble with the stroke, just ignore the downstroke part and just think down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down. Accent, accent. You'll just play the upstroke naturally as you go for the accent is the idea. Doesn't that feel good? Excellent, excellent. So you just keep working on that and just take your time with it. Be very gentle with yourself and just really get into the beauty of the stroke. And remember to practice in front of a mirror. Okay, now we're going to get into the application of Moeller 16th notes with each hand. So let's explore this. Just as we did with the triplets, we'll look at 16th notes, one hand at a time, and then put them together. So here's exercise number 3, Moeller 16th notes. And it's important to remember that nothing changes in executing Moeller 16th notes, except we'll add another tap to the figure. Instead of down, tap, up, we're now going to have down, tap, tap, up. It's too easy. Check it out. We're going to do it really slow. And we're not going to use the metronome at this point, just so we can get the movement happening. Here we go. Check it out. Down, tap, tap, up, 1, E, and 2, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and I'm just using a 2-beat rhythm. Tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up. Can you do this with me? Tap, tap, up, down, 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 tap, tap, up, down. Now let's try it with the left hand. Down, tap, tap, up, down, tap. Just keep a loose grip. Down, tap, tap, up, 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 down, tap, tap, up. Excellent. You still with me? Don't quit on me. This is going to really be important for your development. You got to get this. It's going to make you feel really good. This is like meditation. Tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up. Okay, that's with the left hand. Okay, the 16th notes are going to require a little bit more practice because obviously we're playing 4 notes in a row with a single hand, trying to get 4 bounces out of one throw. It'll take a little more effort to develop our touch in order to play at faster tempos of, say, 90 beats per minute or so. Because of this, we'll start to use the fingers a little more. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're going to play exercise 3, the Moeller 16th notes, at 35 beats a minute. That's very slow. And I've got all the subdivisions in there, so you're hearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a ready E and a play E and a down tap tap up down tap tap up down. Just nice loose stroke. On the downstroke, or throw, the fingers are pretty open. And we're using just the fulcrum to control the stick. The fingers are just lightly wrapped around the stick. After the rebound from the downstroke, when the stick is at 90 degrees, the fingers begin to gather together, caressing the stick in order to prepare for the next two taps. Down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down. So do this with me. So when you're executing the taps, you want the stick only about an inch off the drum. The fingers make a gathering motion, starting on the first tap and ending on the second. By the end of the second tap, the fingers are lightly wrapped around the stick. I'm going to do it half time. Tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, tap, up, down, tap, up. And then a quick move with the elbow up, getting it up to 90 degrees, like down, tap, tap, up. We're basically cocking the elbow, preparing for the whip of the downstroke. Don't grip the stick tightly, however. We maintain a very light grip at all times. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So before we get to the main set of Moeller exercises, I want to make sure you get exposed to the Moeller eighth notes. One of the main applications of Moeller technique is riding the hi-hat or ride cymbal using a combination of downstrokes and upstrokes. And this helps to achieve a loping, breathing ride pattern, either on the hi-hat or on the ride cymbal. And here's how it might look on the drum set. Check it out. Down on the shaft of the stick on the hi-hat. So we got down, up, shaft, tip, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We're going to speed it up a little bit. Now I'm going to add in the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the snare drum. 3, 4. Now many of you who've already been playing for a while are probably already playing this beat or playing this Moeller technique here on the hi-hat, and you don't even think about it. Like I said earlier, Moeller technique is pure and natural, and most of us end up playing this way anyway, unknowingly. Check it out. See how relaxed that is? Moving it to the ride cymbal. Okay, now we're getting to the meat of the matter here, the exercises. Now that we have an understanding of the basics, Let's go through the main Moeller stroke exercises. Even though they are to be practiced on a pad, they will really help you get your chops up and get some air and fluidity into your playing of the drum set. Here's a gold mine of triplet exercises. These are the most important of the triplet exercises. There's many more besides these. No metronome markings will be given initially so that you can master the strokes without being overly concerned about the time. Eventually, though, you'll want to practice them with a metronome slowly so that you can do them in time and so that you can track your progress in improving your speed. So let's go through these really slowly, about 35 beats a minute. Remember, when you increase the tempo, the motions will become smaller. So here's Moeller triplet exercise number 1. All it is just right-handed Moeller triplets. One triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, play triplet, 1 triplet, 2. Remember to get your stroke nice and loose. And this is in the book. The only difference in increasing the tempo is the motions just become smaller. They're the same motions, they're just smaller. 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. Okay, good. Now, here's the second one, which is all left hand. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet. I'm working from the elbow, keeping a nice loose grip. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Excellent. Okay, now here's the third one. This is the third Moeller triplet exercise. It's 1 bar rights and 1 bar lefts, so it's a 2 bar long exercise. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay? Here's the fourth one. It too is in the book. All these are in the book. And this one is 2 right-handed triplets and 2 left-handed triplets. That's 1 bar, and then you do it again for a total of 2 bars. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 2 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 3 triplet, 3 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay? Here's the fifth one. This is 1 right-hand triplet and 1 left-hand triplet, and it's 2 bars long. Check it out. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, That's it, basically. Here's number 6. This is 2 alternating triplets. In other words, right, left, right, right, left. 2 alternating triplets starting with the right hand, and then you can have 2 right-handed triplets only. This also is in the book. One triplet, 2 triplet, 1 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. Keep really loose. Okay, that's 6. Now 7 is 4 alternating triplets, which will take up a whole bar. And then 4 right hand only, which will take up a whole bar. And then 4 alternating triplets left hand lead, and then 4 single-handed triplet. So this is like a 4-bar exercise. It's going to go like this. 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, ready and play. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. All right hand lead. I mean all right-handed triplets. Now left hand alternating. 2, 3, 4. Now just the left hand. 4 trip. Back to the right hand alternating. 2, 3 triplet, 4. Now just the right hand. 1 trip. 2 trip. Now left hand lead. Right hand alternating. Just the right hand. Left. You have to play these things this slow to be able to play them like this. Okay, and now for the Moeller 16th note exercises. These will increase your speed and agility in playing fast, one-handed 16th notes. And again, no metronome markings will be given. Just take them really slow in order to master the stroke. And then when it's pretty, when it really starts looking good, then you can start working the metronome up. Slowly at first, gradually raising the tempo until it falls apart. And then back off a little bit and work at that tempo for a long while. You'll find that as you practice, your speed and endurance will improve as you practice this method of going up, it falls apart, you pull the tempo back. The faster the tempo, remember that the smaller the motions will become. Here is Moeller 16th note exercise number 1, all rights without the metronome. 1 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N. It's a 2-bar, 2 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A. 1, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 1 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E N A, 3 E N A, 4 E N A, 2 E So gradually work that one up to speed. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four. It'll take a minute to get it up to that speed, but it's the exact same motions. You notice that my motions were smaller. Okay, let's do it in the left hand. That's exercise number 2. Moeller 16th note exercise number 2. It's all lefts. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4. 1, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4. Again. 1, E, and 2, E, and 4, E, So that's the second one. Eventually, you'll get it a little faster. We're going to play the third Moeller triplet 16th note exercise now, which is 1 bar all right and 1 bar all left. So 2 bars total, and we're going to play it with the metronome at 50 beats a minute. And a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a You with me? Okay, here is exercise 4 of Moeller 16th notes. And it's 2 beats with the right, 2 beats with the left, 2 beats with the right, 2 beats with the left. That takes up 1 bar, and it'll be a 2-bar exercise. And a 1 E and a 2 E and a, here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. Okay, now here's the 5th one. This is 1 beat of 16th notes in each hand for 2 bars. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Okay, excellent. So just keep working on that. Here is exercise number 6, Moeller 16th note exercise number 6. This is 2 beats alternating right hand lead, 2 beats right only, then 2 beats alternating lead, and then 2 beats with the left only. That's like this. 1 E and a 2 E and here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3. Okay, now here's Moeller 16th note exercise number 7. 4 beats of alternating with the right hand lead, 4 beats of right only, 4 beats of alternating with the left hand lead, and then 4 beats of left only. So it takes up about 4 bars. It's kind of long. Here we go. 4 E, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 4. Here's the, it begins here again. 3 E and 4 E, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3 E and 1 E and 4 E and 1 1. Excellent. Okay, here is the Moeller 16th note exercise number 8, which is 1 bar of Moeller 8th notes in the right hand, 8th notes, not 16th notes, and 1 bar of paradiddles in the right hand. It's like this. 1 E and 2 E and here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Okay, excellent. Here is Moeller 16th note exercise number 9, and it's 1 bar of Moeller 8s in the left hand, and then 1 bar of paradiddles left hand lead. It goes kind of like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and nice loose stroke. And a nice loose grip. 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 So work those exercises up to a good, bright tempo. 3, 4. Here's a little faster. This is what it's going to look like when you get that. I think this is the 8th one. Starts to feel real good after a while. Okay. Enjoy Moeller technique. It'll change your life. It'll change your drumming life for sure. Part of becoming a good musician has to do with learning to love the process of practicing. And you can only learn this by doing. For example, if I'm feeling a little down and I need to practice, I'll start out by playing along with some CDs. This helps get me in the mood. So on those days when you really don't feel the feeling, you just don't feel like practicing, you can sit down at the kit and just play along with some really good CDs, some music that you really like. And I'll bet in about 10 minutes, you're going to be on fire to practice, because there's nothing that'll make the endorphins flow better than sitting down on a drum set. So to stay motivated, you need to see some improvement, right? But you don't see improvement unless you apply yourself. So it's kind of a catch-22. So if you can bear with it long enough to learn to love the practicing process, you're going to be well on your way. Once you start to see the fruits of your labor, you'll want to see more and more improvement. That's your motivation. This is going to fuel your fire to practice, because it's all of a sudden become fun. Okay, well, we've had quite a session here. This is very important information. We've covered the Moeller stroke. We've covered how to play Moeller triplets. We've covered how to play them hand-to-hand and single-handedly, all the basic strokes. We've covered how to play Moeller 16th notes. And we've also got a wealth of exercises that you can apply. And really, they will help you so much you don't even know. So how are you going to know when you're ready to move on? Well, this lesson here is a lifetime worth of information. You can play this stuff the rest of your life, but you will need to move on to other stuff. This should become part of your daily practice routine, though. But you'll be ready to move to the next session when you can play all of the triplet exercises at around 90 beats a minute, say. You'll be ready to move on when you can play all of the 16th note exercises at a minimum of 80 beats a minute on your metronome. And you'll also know you're ready to move on when you can play the Moeller 8th notes at 120 beats a minute over a rock beat. And then these aren't your final tempi. Rather, they are tempi one could reasonably expect to achieve after working on the material for 2 weeks or so. With diligent practice, you should be able to far exceed those metronome markings. So here's some tips for you in getting all this stuff together. As with studying any new technique or material, we're going to be using muscles that haven't been developed yet. And these muscles can be easily overworked and damaged, so be careful to stretch before each practice session. If you start to feel pain in working these exercises, well, stop and take a break. If you press on, you might strain your muscles and possibly damage your arm, so you don't want that. Break up your practice sessions into smaller parts in order for your muscles to recover and also to give your brain a break. So in going farther, check out the video done by Jim Chapin. He's a master of the Moeller technique. And if you can find this video, you will be amazed. It's fantastic. I don't know if it ever made the transition from VHS to DVD, but it's a really great document. Also, Vic Firth's website has some good information on Moeller technique as well. Vic Firth, the drumstick folks. And finally, just go through some of the rock songs on the play-along CDs. You'll know which ones they are, and just try to apply the Moeller technique to the hi-hat. A lot of the stuff in the CDs is rock-based. So experiment and have fun, and we'll see you in the next session.